Welcome to the 2021 College Football Playoff Semifinal at the 86 Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. It's our Tuesday media availability with the number one Alabama Crimson Tide. Joining us on the Zoom will be offensive coordinator Bill O'Brien. A little bit later on, we'll have Alabama quarterback and Heisman Trophy winner Bryce Young. Also occurring at this time in a separate Zoom are interviews with offensive lineman Evan Neal, running back Brian Robinson Jr., and wide receiver Jamison Williams. Please check your email for the login information to join that session. Reminder to the media, please use the raise hand function to indicate you want to ask a question. When you are called upon for your question, please state your name and affiliation before asking your question. Coach O'Brien, thank you for joining us. If you would, before we get started with questions, please provide us with an opening statement about this week's game versus number 4 Cincinnati.
Sure. Thank you very much. Obviously, to reiterate what's been said throughout the week here, we're thrilled to be here this week and just really excited about the opportunity that we have to be in the Final Four of college football. Is really exciting for all of us, and just feel really good about the opportunity that we have. I feel good. Personally, I'm excited to be back. I got in this morning after talking with our trainer, Jeff Allen, about the changes to the SEC protocols, and throughout the time when I was in Tuscaloosa, I've been able to do my job virtually. It's pretty amazing what technology, you guys probably know more about that than me, but every meeting, every practice I was able to be involved with, so it was really, really good back in Tuscaloosa for me, but obviously, excited to be here right now. I think it's really important that we prepare the right way, and basically that's what we've done. We've worked really hard for this opportunity. Really proud of these guys and the way they've practiced, this coaching staff that I'm associated with. Just really proud of everybody's efforts and where we are to be able to get to this point. This is an outstanding Cincinnati football team, and relative to our offense versus their defense, an outstanding defense. I mean, this is a defense that basically is number 7 in the country in total defense, number 1 in pass efficiency, have really good against the pass, and they do a great job in scoring defense. They're number 4 in the country in scoring defense. So we've got a tall order in front of us. We need to play our best football game of the year offensively in order to have a chance in this game. And so we're excited about the opportunity. We want to keep preparing here, keep working hard, but we know that Friday's going to be a great football game, and we're going to be ready for it. So with that, I'll open it up to questions.
Thank you, Coach O'Brien. Again, if you have questions, use the raise hand function to indicate you would like to ask a question. We'll first go to Aaron Suttles. Aaron, if you'll unmute and go ahead and ask your question.
Hey, Bill. Aaron Suttles from The Athletic. I remember during the fall camp, we spoke to you about the trust level between you and your quarterbacks and how that's a two-way street. I wonder if you could speak a little bit about your and Bryce's relationship. Obviously, it produced some fantastic results with him winning the Heisman Trophy this year.
Yeah, just really proud of Bryce. He's a very special young man. I think you guys know that, in your interactions with him all year. And for me, relationships with quarterbacks are really obviously a big part of being in the position that I've been in, whether it's at Alabama or the other places I've been. I mean, there has to be a trust, and from day one, when Bryce walked in the office, when I got to Alabama, he had a really good knowledge of the offense, which is a testament to last year's coaching staff and also the Mac Jones and his ability to mentor Bryce, last year. So Bryce had a good understanding, and we started talking about the offense, and it was a good relationship right from the start, and it developed a bond and a trust right from the start. And when you're dealing with a quarterback of the talent level, but also the intelligence of Bryce, that trust is easy, and he's able to be involved in the game plans, and it's just been a really great experience for me, one of the best experiences of my career.
Next question will be from Tony Salakis. Go ahead, Tony.
Hey, Bill, a little off topic, but do you have a relationship with Brian Kelly? And as a fellow Massachusetts native, what did you think of his accent earlier this month?
I do know Brian. Brian and I went to the same high school. He's a little bit older than me. We both went to a high school named St. John's Prep up in Danvers, Massachusetts, Catholic high school outside of Boston. And I wish him the best. He's had a tremendously successful career, and I have a lot of respect for Brian.
Our next question will go to Charlie Potter from Bama Online. Go ahead, Charlie.
Yeah, hey coach. Going back to you being in Tuscaloosa, just how weird was it working remotely, and how big was it to have guys on staff like Alex Mortensen and some others to be able to kind of step up with you not there in person?
Yeah, no, it was. It wasn't weird, only because I've had that experience in the National Football League last year. Everything was zoomed relative to, this has been going on for a couple of years now in our country, and so I had an experience with the Zoom, and really what I think the biggest thing is that Coach Saban made everything normal. It was like I was actually there, and so I was in every meeting, and then also to our video department, Daniel Lyerly and Caleb Medema, they did an unbelievable job setting me up every day, and then like you said, the whole coaching staff. Alex Mortensen, Holman Wiggins, relative to the skill positions, and Joe Pendry coming in here was a huge help to us, and the whole coaching staff, Will Lawing, all those guys that graduate assistants and analysts that really do a good job of helping. Everybody chipped in, and that's the way it's been all year. I mean, the whole year has been a really cool collective effort of this whole coaching staff. It's a very, very strong coaching staff all the way across the board, offense, defense, and special teams. That's a testament to Coach Saban, the type of staff he's able to put together.
Next question will go from Mike Rodak. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, Bill, it's Mike Rodak with AL.com and also your rival, St. John Shrewsbury up
Yeah.
in Massachusetts.
Hey, Mike.
Just wanted to ask about being at Alabama. You're obviously not front and center as a head coach anymore, but just what's it like having that spotlight on you, just being in a major college program and calling plays?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that's part of part of these careers. I mean, when you enter into this profession and you start up and you start to climb the ladder, that's kind of comes with the territory. And so it's like I've said before, it's not really my first rodeo. I've been very, very excited about the opportunity, and I've said this to several people around the program. I'm very grateful to Coach Saban for this opportunity. It was the only phone call I got last year, and so he had a job opportunity for me, and I couldn't ask for a better opportunity. And to work with a bunch of players that we have here have been awesome. The coaching staff, it's been a really it's just been a rewarding year for me personally.
And next we'll go to Taylor Kaufman. Go ahead, Taylor.
Hey, Coach, glad to see you're back. I'm with CBS 42 out of Birmingham. Just expand a little bit more. You were talking about how you guys were able to coach from home, but just talk about the initial, we tested positive, and then you saw, the college football playoff policies changed almost, that same day, basically, just because of the spread of Omicron. And so just the initial kind of, okay, it's here, let's contain it, and kind of what the conversation was about containing COVID and just being thankful that it didn't spread.
Yeah, no, I'm very thankful for that. I think, again, it starts with our head coach and our medical staff. From day one here at Alabama, even way before, I'm talking about the beginning of the season all the way through, we've been masked up. We've been socially distant. We've had Zooms before this week. So this is not anything, in fact, when I first got here, we were Zooming. So, a year ago. So, this is something that we're on top of at Alabama. Unfortunately, Coach Marone and I tested positive. That's just the way it is. And everybody took care of us. We were able to coach virtually. And, I think it's something that's been really, really emphasized here at Alabama, really from the moment I've stepped in here, is the health and safety of these players, especially, and this coaching staff. I think we've been on top of it, and, glad to, see the SEC, kind of adjust those rules a little bit. So I was able to get out here today and be able to be here in person. I feel good. I'm ready to go. And I think the big story is obviously the two teams and the game on Friday.
Our next question will come from Jeff Spiegel. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Bill, Jeff Spiegel from WBMA in Birmingham. We've seen how on the field how Bryce, handles adversity. How do you feel he handles success and the humility that he shows in handling that?
I think that's a great question. I've heard that question before from, just people in my life. And I've tried to explain to people, my family, my friends, that, what everybody asks, what's Bryce like? And Bryce is a tremendous young man. He's very smart. He's very poised. He's very humble. He's a great teammate, and every great quarterback that I've been fortunate to be around has those qualities. They're all different. They all come in different shapes and sizes and things like that, but they all have those qualities. And the quality of humility is a tremendous quality that he has. And when he went to the Heisman, when he came back, he made that statement to me that, look, I'm very grateful and very honored to be the Heisman Trophy winner, but, we have more to do. There's more out there for me to do. He's a young man that really gets it, and he's practiced really well the last couple of weeks, for a very, very challenging game on Friday against a very good defense, like I said in the beginning, but can't emphasize enough the special qualities that Bryce has.
Next, we'll go to Ralph Russo of the Associated Press. Go ahead, Ralph.
Hey, Bill, good to see you. I'm glad you're feeling well.
Hey, Ralph.
So a couple of things related. One, what was it like to work with your buddy Doug this year? I know you guys go a long way back. And the other part of it is, I guess the obvious question is, you've worked for the Patriots and Belichick and Saban in Alabama now, and what similarities, differences, where do you see maybe some overlap in the two programs?
It's been good to work with Doug again. Ralph, Doug and I go way back. I think most everybody kind of knows that story. Even though he's a Yankee fan and I'm a Red Sox fan, we still have kept our friendship the last many, many years. So it's been good. He's a great football coach and an even better friend, and it's been good to work with him, just like I said, the rest of the staff. Relative to, I think your second question, give me the second question again, Ralph.
It was a comparison with the Patriots.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, everybody asked me that. Yeah, there's obviously when you're and I say this to everybody, I take a lot of pride in working for two of the greatest coaches of all time in any sport. Coach Belichick, Coach Saban. I've learned so much from both of them. And there's some fundamentals that they both believe in: hard work, trust, loyalty, smart football teams, teams that play selfless, complementary football. They both believe in that. And then, obviously they're both two different people. And I respect the hell out of both of them, and I'm grateful for the opportunity that I've had. Not many people can say. I think you can count on one hand how many people can say they've worked for both guys, and I'm just extremely proud of that.
Next, we'll go to Michael Casagrande. Go ahead, Michael.
Hey, Bill. Just wondering, what was the most challenging moment maybe of this season, and how did you adjust to working for a demanding head coach like Nick Saban?
I think the most challenging thing for me was, when I came in here learning this offense, and I had a lot of people help me, people that were here before, guys on the coaching staff, obviously Bryce. I've said before, Mac Jones, when he was working out for the draft, helped me a little bit, which was great. So I'm really thankful to those people. That was the most challenging thing because I had been involved with an offense for 10 to 15 years, whatever it was, this similar offense. But when you come here, you're running Alabama's offense. You're not bringing your offense in here, and it's a great offense with a great history, and it was really awesome to learn it, but it was very challenging. And then relative to working for a great head football coach, I mean, that's kind of like when you're coming up in coaching. I mean, these are opportunities that you cannot pass up. You have to jump at an opportunity to work and learn from somebody that will go down as one of the best of all time.
Next, we'll go to John Talty. John, go ahead.
Hey, Bill. What do you feel like was maybe the reason or the thing that helped the offensive line click against Georgia? And I guess kind of related to that, like how do you build off that momentum, kind of leading into this game against Cincinnati?
Yeah, the offensive line, over the year has learned and grown together. We lost some experience off that line from last year, and we had some guys playing for the first time, and they learned and they grew together and they got better every week. And give credit to many of the defenses that we played. We played against some really good defenses that had some good game plans coming in, but in the end, we were able to come out victorious in most of our games, which is a credit to our offensive line and everybody else on offense, coaching staff, the whole thing. So, I think that, we came out of the Auburn game, we made some adjustments. We knew what we had to do to get fixed, and then we studied Georgia, and we tried to do as good a job as we could, and now we've moved on to obviously Cincinnati. So it's one game at a time, and we've been working real hard on Cincinnati, and hopefully, we'll coach and play well on Friday.
We have time for two more. We'll start with Nick Kelly of the Tuscaloosa News. Go ahead, Nick.
Hey, Bill, with John Mechie being out with ACL injury, who are some of the young guys you've seen step up at receiver?
Yeah, when you lose a guy like Metch, it's not easy. Metch, he's a 100-catch guy. He's he can do so many different things for us, and he's just a great guy. So his presence in the room is missed and all those things. But when those things happen in football, it does give opportunities to other guys. Guys like Ja'Cory Brooks, JoJo Earl. I think that those guys have stepped up. I've seen improvement from a Jai Hall. I've seen improvement from a lot of different guys, and then you have your guys that are dependable and trustworthy that are going to be there, the veterans, the Jamison Williams and the Slade Boldens, Cam Latu, Jaleel Billingsley's had a good couple weeks. So, we're excited about, like I said, the opportunity and really the guys that have some opportunities that maybe they haven't had all year. Well, hopefully they'll be able to step up and make some plays on Friday.
We'll take one final question from Ivan Mazel. Go ahead, Ivan.
Hey, Bill.
Hey, Ivan.
Now that you've been through a season, how have the kids changed since you were in college ball, and how has the game changed since you were in college ball?
Yeah, it's been, almost 10 years since I was at Penn State. It's changed a lot, but I'll say this about the players. The players are players. I mean, if they love football, they work hard, maybe they look at their phones a little bit more than maybe they used to. But that's the world we live in, the social media world. I just think that the guys at Alabama, I'm really proud to say that I'm their coach, because they put a lot on the line, meaning they work very hard. They love football. They're really good teammates. It's been a great experience. I think the game has changed, Ivan, from especially when I was in the Big Ten to being in the SEC. The game is more of a spread game. I think that's kind of obvious over the years with the different offensive numbers that have been put up over the years. And so, we had to, Alabama, obviously, before I got here, adapted to that and has done a great job. And hopefully, we can continue to improve and have a good showing on Friday.
Coach O'Brien, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
In just a moment, we will continue with quarterback Bryce Young. Again, use the raise hand function if you have a question for Bryce.
Go get him, Bryce.